Hi guys, this is Walter,
And Tiki.
and this is True Ghost Stories.
5 real people.
How's everybody doing?
I hope fine. But this is the issue I have right now. I need some of our listeners from different countries to feel welcomed. Maybe it feels like we don't read enough stories about your countries and your folklores. And I'm feeling you on that. So, tonight we are going to do some ghost stories and folklores from Ireland. Starting off with Ireland. I always wanted to live in Ireland. Just because, serious. Just because the name Ireland. It just sounds like...
You gonna move somewhere based on...
It's so haunted. It really does sound haunted. When someone says Ireland, does it sound enticing or engaging? Or does it sound haunting? And beautiful at the same time.
For me, that's always been Scotland, and I think they're close. Aren't they close?
Yeah, Scotland too. That's another one.
But I don't know why. Oughtn't it be Congo, West Africa, North Africa? Look.
They all sound creepy if you ask me, because I'm from America.
Yeah, I just feel safe. I don't know no place new.
Well,
Okay, and I know that's wrong.
But I want to. I really
Well,
want
let's
to.
get to it because
So
you've been telling us you want to, but we ain't saw
So,
nothing.
listen, don't do that. So,
All right.
anyway, this one is the Hellfire Club.
Sounds like a place where Marvel mutants made it.
Why would you even start off from
Because
that
that's
jump?
actually a club in the Marvels comic.
The Hellfire Club? Oh.
Not like a club like that, like a group of mutants, like a coalition,
Oh, I thought we was going to go ahead on into the show.
like a cult.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Perched in the Dublin Mountains,
Mm.
burned out and abandoned is an old hunting lodge that reeks of brimstone to this day. You know what brimstone
Yeah.
is? Built in 1725 on a Neolithic passage tomb, the building was used by a cult made up of lords and noblemen, the Hellfire Club, to practice immoral acts and hold black masses to summon Satan. Visitors are said to experience an oppressive atmosphere and see demonic manifestations.
I don't call bullshit. I believe that. Like back in the day, cults used to get down with the nitty gritty. I mean, they still probably do today, but it's in secret or it's known to the people who know it.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, them motherfuckers used to get down.
When they used to be in the woods.
Snatch you out your house, you going up to the mountain to be sacrificed. Could you imagine that feeling?
I don't want to imagine it.
All these motherfuckers around me, that's the
I
worst
would probably
part.
kill myself before I even let whatever you going to do to my body be already. I'm done.
Yeah, make it
I'm
quick.
gonna break my own neck.
Yeah, don't toy with me.
No, I'm
That's
just
my
kill
problem.
myself.
Like I couldn't
see
sit,
how a person can
I couldn't be on a
forced to kill
slab
themselves.
and they're like around me chanting in a circle. That's what would get me. I'd rather you just stick me in the heart now. Don't
dance around me.
Yeah, and toy with my emotions.
Gosh, I'd be so scared.
And you can't get away.
Your heart
So
really
I'm sure it
do
is an
something like
oppressive
that.
energy.
It probably is.
Like they used to practice immoral acts, but God only knows what that means because that can mean a number of things. You know, they used to say that about anything back in the day. Everything was immoral, including like, you know, what did he say on Always Sunny? Sex in the butt. Okay, it was.
Anyway,
it was immoral. They say.
Well, Sodom and Gomorrah, get down. Cards with the devil. Now, wasn't that what you was talking about?
I can say it.
Oh, I can't.
Okay.
So it was a stormy night on Hook Peninsula when the devil came to call. Sir Charles Tottenham was playing cards in his mansion, Loftus Hall.
Probably Loftus.
When he heard a rap on the door and ushered a rain-soaked stranger inside. During the game, a lady dropped her cards, and as she reached down, saw the stranger's feet were blood-soaked, cloven hooves. He revealed his true form, shot through the roof, and has haunted the house ever since. Ain't that like a boo hat? Or whatever he said?
I don't know, but that don't sound like Satan, because I feel like, what is he doing haunting the same house forever and ever? Who got time for that? I got the bigger picture things to worry about. It just sounds like a monster, probably.
Everything is a monster.
It's a monster. Monsters exist.
I know. Who you
They
telling?
be monsters. Okay?
Okay. So look.
It's certain stuff you just can't describe as nothing else. And you don't want to call it a demon because I feel like demons are older than the earth. Monsters they're here. I don't know why. Like, I believe in everything, like the Minotaur, that bull man.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in all of it. I believe there was unicorns at one time. It's stuff you can't explain. Just because you ain't seen it don't mean it wasn't here.
True.
People don't just make up stuff.
Oh, wow. So, Lady Isabel and the Phantom Children, excuse me, looking at Ballygally.
Excuse me?
It says, or is it Ballygally? Either way, it's
I hope it's
Ballygally
not that.
or Ballygally.
I hope it's neither one of them.
What is it?
It's Ballygally.
Okay.
That is awful.
Looking at Ballygally Castle, a cute Scottish baronial pile on the Antrim coast. You'd never think it was one of the most haunted places in Ireland. It all started when a previous owner locked his wife, Lady Isabel, in a tower because she couldn't produce a male heir. Rather than starve, Isabel leapt to her death on the rocks below. Now a hotel, guests have seen her specter and phantom children roaming the corridors. Why she got phantom children?
That's what I'm saying. She gonna have no kids. Where the kids come into play?
So what is that saying? I need more on that.
They say couldn't give him a male heir, so they was girls.
So they was all girls. So what you do to them girls?
Probably locked them there with her, and they not telling you that she didn't jump by herself. Maybe she pushed them, or
Or maybe he had them killed when they were born because they weren't boys.
That's awful.
People, that's the one of boys so bad.
See what I'm
That's
saying?
why you ain't get him, and she with the wrong man. That's just egg.
You see what I'm saying? Back in the day,
That wasn't for her.
people could do anything back in the day.
See?
Times was slick.
Wasn't it? Now,
Nobody couldn't prove shit. Wasn't no forensics. It was a hell of a time to be alive, wasn't it? Somebody say something slick to you, run them through and keep it pushing. Okay? Don't sass me, or I'll cut off your head. And keep it pushing. And they don't know who did it. Look around that town till the sky fall.
so the Ghost River.
See,
Ghost
stuff
River.
like that, and people will they will congregate at these places. Come on, guys, we're drunk. Let's go down to the Ghost River.
Yeah.
No.
I said one night. Better believe I'd say it to you when you went to live, and you'd both be like, no, like all that mouth in the world though.
I don't care what I say out of my mouth.
So, home to the first ever witch trial in Ireland. Kilkenny is no stranger to the supernatural. During a great flood in 1763, a crowd was crossing John's Bridge when it collapsed, drowning 16 people in the swollen Nore below.
Final Destination style.
Ever since, locals and visitors tell of eerie, ghostly figures in the river, scratching at the banks, leaning where the current structure stands and rising on the morning mist.
That's probably just echoes.
No, that's sad.
They're not probably still ghosts. That's probably just echoes. They don't know they did, repeating the same thing like a broken record.
No, that's sad.
It's that I can assure you that that's some of the stuff they did that very day.
They probably do have to live. That ain't no every time it ain't no echo. That's probably them living in. You know what type of life they live? That could be their purgatory. They in.
No, that's everybody don't deserve
Everybody
on the bridge
is the real.
Everybody on the bridge
So
in
I
purgatory.
have my own opinion.
I'm pretty sure it was kids on the bridge, so they in purgatory.
Hey, like you said.
Yet but when I say it, then you don't want to hear it.
Listen, I'm
so
not
stop. Don't
It's
confuse
not
them
even-
listeners. That's not what it is. It's an
It
echo.
is what it is. Everything
It's
is
an
no
echo.
echo. Everything is not an echo. That's
not
all I'm saying.
no. That's not no
That's all I'm
intelligent
saying.
haunting.
That's all I'm saying.
They don't know they did.
Okay, well, moving on.
Sixth Sense
The
style.
White Lady.
She probably knows she did.
Charles Fort, an impressive star-shaped garrison in Cork, has seen its share of bloodshed. But despite the battles, sieges, and rebellions embedded in its walls, the story of the White Lady is one that really chills the blood. The daughter of the fort's commander was set to wed an officer stationed there. But when her father shot her betrothed,
Damn.
the bride-to-be threw herself into the ocean.
She said, I got a trick for you.
That's not
That
funny.
is petty.
That's not funny.
I mean, it's also brokenheartedness, but it was mostly petty. I see where she was coming from.
She said
You
if
gonna
she-
live with that forever. You thought your nickel was slick, but she had your pennies change.
Her lost soul continues to wander the grounds, wedding dress and all.
Oh, that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah,
And I would like those type of ghosts. I feel
and
like
then
I
you
would
just
tell
want
her.
to shoot him. You didn't even stop the wedding
Yeah,
or nothing.
then
You-
he said, I said no. That's somebody's dad.
You're not marrying my daughter.
Not
I'll be
today.
damn over my dead body.
Okay.
And it won't be my dead body. It'll,
It'll be yours.
That's sad.
And then she said, oh, it won't just be his dead body.
It'll be mine too.
Good day.
Damn.
And
I wonder
left.
how he felt after that. Like,
If
That's
there's
like
any
forever.
justice in the world, he turned that gun on himself.
you would say that. Wow. He probably did, though, huh?
If there's any justice, he did.
Wow. So this is Bishop Higgins' grave.
I'm great laugh.
Bishop Higgins' grave?
You shouldn't have said it again.
Bishop
Higgins.
Higgins' grave.
That's another word that get me. A name that
Like
get me.
bludgeoned.
Yeah.
That's not funny. That's sick. That's sick, yo.
Bludgeoned. Don't start. It's I don't know. It tickles something inside of me.
Well, whatever. Bishop Higgins' grave. Don't disturb the dead unless you want to be haunted. Such was the case at St. Columb's Cathedral when renovations in 1867 disturbed the grave of former Bishop William Higgins. His tomb was moved inside the cathedral, and that's when things started to get weird. Workers began hearing footsteps in the locked gallery, apparitions appeared in photographs, and the organ would sound without a soul near it.
I always knew
I don't never want to be in
you
a
shouldn't play
cathedral
around
or
with people's
any...
graves.
First of all, why would that be in a... I would never want to go to the cathedral. Is that a church?
Yeah, and they do that all the time. How many churches we got with graveyards right next to them? I don't go to that church
No, I'm
particularly.
not talking about that. They said inside. It was moved inside.
That's ridiculous. And
I'm
I
not
would move
doing
outside.
that. I won't be going to that church
Yeah,
anymore.
this is
That'll be
this
a
is
day I convert.
sacrilege.
Wow.
I'm
Man.
stand up here and bury the dead in this consecrated holy ground. Inside, not the outside holy ground, the inside where people we're live people, not stiffs.
Wow.
It's just wrong. And the pastor of that church should have been burned as a witch.
You said a jester's curse.
See that?
The only thing more tragic than a sad clown, a murdered jester. Just look at, what is this, Malahide Castle, a medieval fortress on Dublin's coast where the spirit of one can be seen roaming the grounds. Oh, medieval,
Like,
that's beautiful.
is he dressed like, you know, the way they dress jesters on TV for you to see, like when they reenact it?
It didn't say, it just said a
Because
jester.
if he's stomping around the grounds dressed like that, with the little bells that jingle on his feet and everything, I laugh. Like the three-pointed
Now,
thing they
what if
wear.
he come like that dude on that movie? Remember that scary movie we seen with the guy? He wanted a scary house for a haunted
So like
attraction, and that
but he
thing
the bloody-
came down with that axe, and he
Yeah, I
keep
see what
doing
you're
this stuff.
saying.
That's not cute. If that jester
Depending
appears
upon how
like
he
that.
look, I said I would find it amusing.
So anyway, the spirit of one can be seen roaming the grounds. Puck was his name, and stories say he'd fallen in love with one of Malahide's prisoners, Lady Eleanor Fitzgerald. Why was Eleanor
I'm trying to figure out how she was a
she's
lady, but she
prisoner?
was imprisoned.
Puck was found out, stabbed in the heart,
Ah,
and with his last breath swore to haunt the castle.
that's how you do it. That's what I would do. Somebody killed me. I'm telling you, even if it's like on the street and somebody is like trying to rob me, and they got a gun and they shoot me right as I'm breathing out, like I'm gonna grab them as I'm going down, and give them like a strong eye, and like look at them real heavy, like right in the eye, and I'm gonna tell them 7 days.
You'll be back.
Yup, I'm telling you, I'm gonna sit on their back like The Grudge.
They gonna find a way, like they always do in all them scary movies. They gonna get you off onto. You gonna go eventually if he's a person that's just got some.
But
family,
he won't be because he was robbing me on the street, so he don't know nothing about what I'm doing.
People can get saved. Don't
I
take.
don't care about that. You killed me, and my vengeance shall rain down on you or your family members. So either you take it yourself, or you're welcome to pass it off onto your blood. I don't care. Somebody's got to pay for my unjust death. You don't just kill me and walk away. And I don't want you to go to jail.
Wow.
That's not right. I want it to be mystical, like I poke you while you sleep, and I mean like hard to draw blood.
Wow.
You wake up covered in cuts. I want people to think you're insane, and you can see.
Whispering in his ear
and don't tell on yourself. I'm not one of those ghosts that's just standing by, keep trying to get you to turn yourself in. Fuck that. Don't turn yourself in.
And if you turn yourself in, that'd be worse.
I don't care if you turn yourself in. I'm gonna tell you, turn yourself in. What's good it's gonna do? Now you got life, and we both still got life together. Doesn't matter where you go.
And then you don't want to be in jail acting like that.
I'm gonna live through you.
So,
your life, my life. We buddies.
The Bloody Chapel.
See?
Behind the medieval walls of Leap Castle are stories of murder and betrayal, like in 1250. When two ambitious brothers vied for the family seat. One, a priest, was given mass in the castle chapel when his brother ran in and plunged a sword into his heart on the altar of what's now called the Bloody Chapel. And then there are skeletons discovered on a secret spike, but that's a story for another day.
I wonder, did his parents give him the family seat after you ran that blade through your brother? Like, that's not how you supposed to win.
He lost.
And then in the chapel.
That is
You
crazy.
are a loser. And I cast you out. So nobody get the seat, and I'll keep it.
You was that desperate.
I mean, that seat must have had some stuff. It must have been wealth. People still kill their family members for money. They kill their family members now in 2019 for $100,000 life insurance.
Who do that?
People.
Oh yeah.
So you telling me?
For a lot less.
So okay, a lot less. That man said a seat. That means it's a kingdom. All right.
And so they was vowing for the kingdom.
I depending on how big that kingdom was, who don't want to be a king? And you in my way. Now we can do this the easy way, or the hard way.
Okay.
You want to understand that you wasn't born first, and rightfully it belongs to me. Or I can cut off your fingers and toes, and then...
Why you gotta be so dark?
Would you prefer I plunge a sword into his heart and kill him? Or, give him that Mufasa and scar? I had to beat you in battle, but you can still live in the kingdom as a prince.
Okay, wow. Can you stop with the madness?
All right, go ahead. Like, you trying to make me out to be the bad guy. I feel like his brother's the guy. He the one...
Okay.
Made it a bloody chapel.
So we're going to go to the Shelbourne Hotel.
Now we getting somewhere.
And it's beautiful.
Now we getting somewhere. That's how they get you. That's how they get you, show you all that splendor and glory, and you so tired. You need somewhere to sleep for the night. And you got the funds, so you just say, oh, this looks like a great place. Next thing you know, you didn't get not a wink of sleep. You was completely uncomfortable, and they got your money. You beat.
You just going to have to stay in the hotel lobby.
No. Do they refund them people their money, like when they be having them experiences?
Yeah, but you going to leave? Where you going to go?
When they have them experiences, like when you wake up in the middle of the night and it's a person standing over your
I
bed?
don't know, because where you going to go?
I don't give a damn. But I bet you give me my money and you be lucky I don't dive across this counter because I'm pretty sure this ain't the first time that somebody said somebody was standing over their bedroom, over their bed while they slept in that bedroom. I'm pretty sure y'all know the story. But y'all didn't think it was your duty to tell me that it's a haunted hotel room.
True.
So give me my money back or fight me.
You always trying to be... Shut up. Anywho, Dubliners will be well aware of the Shelbourne Hotel. This 5-star luxury lodge sits proudly on Stephens Green in the heart of Dublin.
You probably can sleep in there. It's 5-star. That means people then said it's comfortable.
Whilst the majestic premises is favored by the rich and powerful, including, but not limited to, the Rolling Stones, Michelle Obama, and JFK. Those who are scared easily need not stay.
Well,
Famously,
Michelle knew she was safe regardless. She had but to cough, and that room would have been invaded. Okay?
And JFK and the Rolling Stones.
All of them, they was good. Of course you comfortable. I'm talking about the person that came there alone. Huh? They weary from traveling. They've been on business. Don't tell me about those celebrities who got on-call security.
Right. Okay, so famously, the Shelbourne is haunted by the ghost of Mary Masters,
See that?
a young girl who died from, what is it?
A young girl who died of cholera.
What's that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a disease.
Cholera.
Some people.
In 1846, on the site, which now houses the luxury hotel, she has been spotted by both staff and guests in the rooms as well as the basement, and is known to be mischievous, turning on taps and slamming doors. Even renowned Hollywood actress Lily Collins took to the U.S. talk show Late Night with Jimmy Fallon to tell her chilling story of coming into contact with the little Mary Masters during her stay at the Shelbourne.
See that? And she should have pranced down them stairs and demanded her money back and called her agent or whoever her guys are that you call when you're famous.
Mm-hmm.
Get me another hotel. And it better also be 5-star, because you bastards should have checked up on this type of stuff. How long y'all been working with me? Okay? You knew damn well I don't play with spirits and whatnot. Y'all ain't stupid. Y'all heard the tales and you didn't think, hey, yeah, we gonna put you up in this hotel, but they say the hotel's haunted. So if you see anything, we'll definitely put you in another hotel. Give me a warning. Something.
Right, that is real.
Don't just send me in a place where I know you fucking know. I know you know. I'm pretty sure if you look up that hotel, that's somewhere out there. It probably pops up somewhere on Google. So when you made that reservation, you knew. Now I need more money to even do the gig.
Wow.
That you booked me for.
The Rubik's Building, Rubrics Building, Trinity College in Dublin. That sounds pretty.
Dublin's starting to sound like it's really active.
The ghost of Edward Ford, a former Trinity College student, is no stranger to present-day attendees of the university in Dublin. The story goes that Ford got into a disagreement with one late night back in 1734 when a group of merrymakers were causing a ruckus and keeping him awake. When the argument got out of hand, Ford was fatally shot. His spirit has been spotted on numerous occasions, donning the appropriate garb of a wig, gown, and knee breeches as he strolls the perimeter of the Rubrics Building.
Oh my God! So he walking around thinking he in the latest fashions. You know, that powdered wig. The
That's how old it was?
Okay, and you walking around thinking you really looking like something because he was a student at the college, so I'm pretty sure that was the latest fashions. Bro, you is late. What you doing with that powdered wig? I would think it was a Renaissance person. I would walk right by him, not even realizing it. And once me and my friend got past him, I flamed the shit out of him. What the fuck is he doing in that powdered wig? What the fuck? It is not Halloween or nowhere near.
And then that person be like, who? Then what you'll say?
I'm gonna say, don't play with me. You know the fuck I'm talking about. The guy that just passed us in the powder.
And they gonna say who? Ain't no guy just passed us.
All right, good. Now, this is where we part, because either you or I, somebody is in this situation is crazy. And I know damn well what I saw. And if you telling me you didn't see it, then I'm gonna go ahead and say something's wrong with your brain. Because there was a man there in a powdered wig. I will not allow you to make me feel like I'm crazy. I don't just create powdered guys in powdered wigs. That's not even something that comes up in my everyday. Okay?
Now, this is called Marsh Library. This haunted Dublin landmark is a tourist destination by day and the site of paranormal activity by night. Steeped in the atmosphere and history as the oldest public library in Ireland, this is certainly one of the more unsurprising locations for spooky sightings in the capital. It's said that the niece of the founder of Marsh's Library, Archbishop Narcissus Marsh, followed her heart and, much to the disapproval of her uncle, ran off with the sailor. It is told she hid a note begging for his forgiveness in a book which is still housed there today. Never to have been found, the Archbishop is said to wander the bookshelves by night, desperately seeking this lost play.
How the hell he would know the note was there to even desperately look for it?
Don't take people's stuff.
I'm not saying he ain't there, but I doubt it's about a note.
What it's about?
I don't know. It's my building. I feel like when people build shit, their ghost is always there. This mine.
Right.
Because I know if I built something, I know it ain't right, because I told you many a time that I don't feel like ghosts should do that when they ain't paying rent. But at the same sense, what can you do? That's how somebody feel. That's their home.
Right.
It's not his home, but it's his. It's my possession. It's my property. This motherfucker's still standing because I put down the foundation. So I walk all up and through these hallways and byways until the such time where I say I no longer need to do it.
Oh, I guess. I hear you. So look here. This is 13 Henrietta Street. Henrietta Street has become an incredibly popular tourist destination over recent years, offering insight in Georgian Dublin with restored tenements such as 14 Henrietta Street, open now to the public as a museum. Its neighbor, 13 Henrietta Street, boasts a different appeal, however. Whilst the premises has been used as a film location and for special events, recurring claims of paranormal activity are ever present. It is said that a woman was exorcised here in the 20th century, and she is spotted today peering through the windows dressed in an old-fashioned clothes. That reminds me every time of Exorcist.
That scares me. That's just an experience, but it's an experience I want to have. Like,
you want to be there?
I want to witness an exorcism.
I don't want to witness that.
I do, and I don't want it to be like no corny exorcism where the person just laying there and they dousing them with holy water and screaming a litany of prayers, and the girl is just shaking back and forth, screaming and hollering. No, I want you to give me cinema theatrics. Like I want speaking in another language. I want floating off the bed, like, I want the exorcism. The exorcism of Emily Rose.
You want the exorcist, like her.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want it to.
Or The Right. Remember that movie, The Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. A powerful battle. I would watch that like a football game.
I'll watch it from nowhere. I don't want to see it.
I'll
watch it from nowhere because I can see myself watching it all the way on top of a mountain with binoculars and them binocular glasses just shooting my eye.
Nah.
I'd be so scared. I don't want to be around.
Everybody is in the building. I just want to see. I'm not going to join in and pray and whatnot.
I don't want to.
Because my soul is not at the moment pure and clean, and I don't want nothing to turn and look at me and judge me. Okay, because I feel like that's what it be doing in the horror movies when the demon turned on the one priest, like he just started reading them from top to bottom. I don't want you to do that. that's hurtful.
Okay,
look, I
look,
have to say it.
we're moving on now. Thanks, Collins Barracks. Oh, that's pretty. Set just moments from the century of Dublin City in Collins Barracks, a former army base which was renovated to become a museum in the 90s. Although the building today, now called the National Museum of Ireland, is used to celebrate history and heritage, it seems impossible to forget the past as ghosts wander the premises. Whilst tourists and locals liven up the site by day, it's said that ghosts of former soldiers walk the barracks by night. Visitors are said to have seen soldiers in the 19th century uniform, as well as heard screams, the sounds of running horses, and gunfire around the building. I don't like that when they say sounds of running horses, because you know my experience with that. And I have had that experience with running horses behind me.
Right.
And it's just a terrible feeling because your heart is really racing. Your heart is really racing because when I tell you your heart, the fear of thinking something is behind you and chasing you,
You don't have to tell me. I used to experience that every time I walked up the stairs.
You didn't feel that every time you walked up
I swear, at Mom House I did. Like when I would turn off all the lights downstairs.
Every time?
To come up the stairs. Even when we was just there. And sometimes I think it's just me, but I just don't like my back to open space. Especially when it's dark open space.
So...
I feel like stuff lingers and lurks in the dark.
It does.
I don't like that. Like I'm cool in the dark now by myself without a light, but not for too long. Cause it's just something in it.
What's in it?
I don't know, monsters.
Oh no, let me
You
stop.
keep trying to play me.
I'm not.
Monsters exist. They is in the dark. I believe in the boogeyman.
Wow.
That's a real thing.
Wow, people.
I don't know what he looked like, but it's probably a real thing. People
No.
don't just make stuff
I
up.
know you didn't really just say that. Say you didn't mean that.
Yeah.
No, tell them people that you
Like the shadow man, like the top hat man, I felt like that was the boogeyman.
the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Tell them people that you didn't mean the boogeyman.
I meant, what? I meant the boogeyman.
No, tell that man that you did not mean the boogeyman. I'm not about to keep on
I
telling you.
guarantee you the boogeyman is real. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look up myths on the boogeyman. He didn't just pop up out of nowhere.
So that's another
Somebody
thing.
back in the day seen him in like a little village. It was a specter that just terrorized the children of that village. And then the story passed on and passed on. And his legend grew, and so did his power.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's what you
You
said?
ever heard thoughts
Can you stop?
become
Why you
reality?
doing too much? Okay, so we gonna get down. Don't do that ever again in your life.
Have you ever heard thoughts?
That's too much. The Black Church. The Black Church. It is said that the Black Church near, Mount Joy Street is a doorway to hell. This landmark church is a well-known place to locals, but what some people may not have known is that it's also one of the most haunted sites in Dublin City. Rumor has it that you can make the devil appear before your very eyes if you do one of the following. Run around the church 3 times at midnight. Walk around the church 13 times in reverse. Recite the Our Father backwards. Oh no. Oh no.
No, I'm not doing none of that.
Our Father backwards. You is trying to insult the Lord our God.
Is it?
Now you don't do that. I don't
Is
want.
it though,
I'm
like-
not being a part of this
I'm going to look at the
conversation. You want to
passage
start
and
talking
I'm
crazy.
going to look at it backwards. I don't think it would say anything disrespectful.
Okay. Don't even sit there and do that in here. Don't even sit here. Don't even sit there and do that. I even see what you're doing.
Because I need to see it. I'm sorry.
So you really want to do that?
I'm not going to read it out loud. I just need to see, is it like terrible?
Wow.
Go ahead. You can keep on going. I'm sorry.
No, I don't, because I don't want you to do that in here. Like, don't you see what I'm saying? I don't want you to do that in here. And he is really trying to, listeners, if only you could see what he's doing in here. Don't do that.
I'm not doing anything.
But what you doing? What are you doing?
Reading it backwards to myself.
Don't do that in here, I just said. That meant what I just said, the whole thing. That means don't read it out loud and don't read it to yourself. I don't think you should do that.
It do sound a little sketchy.
Huh?
It do sound a little sketchy. Like, I'm going to just give you a taste.
Don't give me no
A
taste.
taste. Amen. Ever and ever for glory, thy and power.
Can you stop?
It do sound a little sketchy.
All right. I don't want no more. Don't do that. That is too much. No, I'm not playing. I'm serious.
Oh my gosh, if you take certain parts of it while you're reading it backwards, it do start to sound awful.
It do.
Yes.
Don't tell me about it.
I am.
Don't tell me about it.
Drawing,
I don't want to hear that. I don't care. I don't care.
Just go ahead and keep reading.
All right.
That's what I don't like. That's why I don't want to do nothing with you. But then
Yes,
you always talking about
yes,
you sitting in
yes,
the comfort
yes.
of your own house.
Yeah.
And you going to act weird.
Yup.
Like you at the black church.
Yup. I don't care.
The listeners want The listeners.
The listeners don't want that. The listeners want
want
me to be safe.
They want that.
So
So
listen.
it says, Amen, ever and ever.
Are you serious right
for
now?
Glory and power. The kingdom is thine, for evil deliver temptation into. See what I'm saying? It
Deliver.
Just gets,
It's saying deliver the temptation into you. Like it's already.
it's getting very.
Can you see how it says deliver me not into temptation?
Yeah.
That's a
When
slant
it's
backwards
backwards,
saying
it's just
deliver
ridiculous.
me into temptation. No.
Yeah, that's
What are you
weird.
saying? And stop saying that in here.
I was just telling you what it said. I don't mean that in my heart.
Well, it don't matter. Don't say it like
I don't
that.
accept that into. I already told you I don't think I can be possessed. Okay, I just don't think it's in me. You're not about
Okay,
to shake
look.
and rock my bed all night.
We on to New Zealand.
How did we get from Ireland to New Zealand?
Because we was doing New Zealand and Ireland. Didn't I say that? Or maybe I didn't. I'm sorry.
'Cause I thought
Oh, well, do you got France?
I do.
Well, go ahead. Get to it. We doing France. We'll do New Zealand another day.
No, I guess we'll do it today because it's supposed to be doing Ireland.
No, you do New Zealand.
The ghost with the wooden leg at Chateau de Combourg.
First of
It's
all,
probably not
why would you
Combourg.
ruin our whole show by even doing that? I feel like now an uneasy, uncomfortable feeling in this atmosphere.
That's the same feeling I felt when we played with the shot glass and the spelled out letters on the floor and the candle burned up and I tried to put it out and the glass broke and it split my hand. Huh? That's the same way I felt. Blood was cast that night. Something was summoned from the depths.
So what is you saying?
Don't tell me about no story with no half backwards written Lord's Prayer. I ain't halfway even finished it. So
All right, well, let's go.
the chateau is said to be haunted by a certain who? Comte de Combourg. Back in his day, he wore a wooden leg, and this is the leg that can be heard marching up and down the castle's stairway. This story... Oh, okay. It can be heard marching up and down the castle's stairway. His ghost is sometimes accompanied by a black cat, possibly the ghost of the cat found buried alive in the walls of the castle.
Who would do such a thing?
We know you feel some type way, huh?
I really do. That's a horrible way to kill that cat.
And as it was being said, it was just nothing to me. It was just like,
I know, but I would have rather you, like, shot the cat. Like, if you gonna kill the cat, kill it. You don't stick no cat in the wall.
And it probably was just
Meowing and scratch, just torture.
That is.
And it was black. You know I don't play that. I love a black cat. They're the prettiest of cats.
Okay.
The murdered
I
lady...
have a white cat.
Here we go. The murdered lady of Chateau de Chateaubriand. The next... It's probably Briant. The next ghost is our first encounter with the sadly all too common theme of spousal abuse. Believing his wife, Francois de Faux, to be having an affair with King Francois Jean de Lavaux, Lord, people names be too damn long. King Francois, okay, of Chateau de Chateaubriand, in the 16th century, is said to have imprisoned her in her bedroom and either put... Did you just laugh?
Mm-mm.
You laughed because he imprisoned her in her bedroom.
No, I did not.
Like she was a teenager. Go to your room.
Funny. That's not funny.
She is said to have been imprisoned in her bedroom and either poisoned or stabbed. He either poisoned her or stabbed her to death.
Wow.
This poor woman's ghost is said to make an appearance every October 16th, the anniversary of her murder. And honestly, who could blame her?
Wow.
The noisy ghost of Chateau de Blandy-les. What in the hell, man?
Why you wanted to read it if you was going to do all that?
Because I didn't know it was going to be like this. Every one of them is the Chateau de something.
That's what they all name?
Yes. According to reports, the tower of Chateau de something is haunted. At midnight on All Saints' Day, November 1st, phantoms circle the castle ramparts, screaming in a sinister manner and doing some terrifying chain clanking in the style of Marley's Ghost and A Christmas Carol. But that's not all. There is another ghost, thought to be the master of the castle in the 11th century, who also happened to be murdered. He appears in various rooms in the castle wearing a bloody shroud and brandishing a dagger. What year do you wake up in the middle of the night and somebody bloody and they wearing a shroud? You know what a shroud is, right?
Yeah.
But I am your daughter.
Yes.
And brandishing a dagger.
And a
First
dagger.
off, brother, what the hell? You're a grown-ass man in a shroud. It's scary, but a few days after I got over that experience,
Oh
you
my
was in
God,
a whole
dagger.
shroud.
And a dagger at that.
I mean, the dagger was scary. It's a dagger. Okay? It can go inside you if he stab you. All right? The haunted horse of Chateau de Solonovs. Inside the castle, there's a room called the Devil's Room.
Mm.
And at midnight, a horse appears there wearing armor and foaming at the mouth. Yes. The Bride of Chateau de Traición. A thief lurking by the chateau one night spotted a carriage drawing up. Two gentlemen get out and begin digging a human-shaped hole. Once this is done, they drag out a young woman dressed in a bridal gown, complete with floral headdress and bouquet, and throw her into the pit.
Wow.
They bury her alive, claiming she has dishonored her family. The thief then goes home and tells his wife, who sends him back to save the poor woman. He does, but she's already dead.
Aww.
Fast forward to present day, and the ghost of the victim is said to frequent the castle dressed in all white. He should have. What kind of nonsense is that? Like, you saw them get back in their vehicle and leave, and you didn't think it's your duty to go back over there and dig her up?
That's a shame, really.
You went all the way home, which was... What time was this today? Hold on. What century did they say this was? They didn't. But I'm pretty sure it was a time when travel was hard.
Traveling?
Yeah. So to get home, you probably had to go a while. So what made you think she was going to be alive? If I'm going to go all the way home, I was going to tell my wife, I ain't going back. She died. Best I can do is call the police. I'm not gonna go all the way back and dig her up when I rode. If I'm gonna dig her up, it's gonna happen right there while I'm there. I'm not going all the way home to go all the way back.
So you gonna sit up there with
He
the God
said,
and make that decision right in there in front of the God. Listen, we can't do this.
well, look. Then what I'm saying is that I'm not going back.
Already dead.
He should have just shut his mouth.
How they know that she wasn't already dead?
Because they buried her alive. I'm assuming she was screaming and whatnot, and they were saying she dishonored her family.
By doing what?
I don't know. The thief went home and told his wife, and she sent them back to save the poor woman.
He should have took the wife from the jump. She the one with the sense.
The star-crossed lover of Chateau de Peymartin. Another castle, another woman in white. In this case, it's Therese de Saint Clair, mistress of Chateau de Peymartin in the 16th century. Legend has it that her husband found her with a lover and forced her to spend the next 16 years of her life trapped in a tiny room in the castle tower. Now she is said to haunt the castle dressed in white. That's a little extreme for somebody who's cheating on you.
In a tiny room.
If I'm cheating on you, you can better believe you're not trapping me.
Cause I'm telling you.
Anywhere.
No, you don't know. Yeah, he did trap her.
Yeah.
Cheating on her.
But I mean, how long you been living in this house? You don't know where he keeps his guns?
Obviously not.
We're going to fight all the way to the weapons case. Because I'm not going in the direction that you trying to lead.
So where is the weapons case? You don't know, so what you going to do?
Look, it don't matter what you do. You could pull my hair, drag me. If I stop screaming and focus on getting you the hell up off me, I guarantee you'll get the hell up off me. Okay, it don't matter what. Sometimes you just gotta lose your mind in a bad situation. She wanted to be trapped in there because ain't no way in hell you dragging me in no room and trapping me. I'll break both my shoulders and hip bone trying to break down that door. Oh, you'll come in here or I'll die tonight. I'm not staying one night. I won't do it one night. The starving servant of Chateau de, and that's the worst, to starve somebody. A beautiful 18-year-old servant, Lucy, was being courted by the master of Chateau de Viance, much to the displeasure of his wife.
Huh?
Okay. They said it like, oh, that's why it's air quotes, courted by the master of Chateau de Viance, much to the displeasure of his wife, Jacqueline. When the Lord went off to war, the Baroness took her revenge by having Lucy thrown in prison in the tower where she died of cold and starvation. Lucy haunts the castle at midnight, and you will never guess what color white. And that, for real, is now Lucy's dumbness.
because once I pass on, you won't get another night's rest in the Chateau d'Evian. Perhaps you best get off to war with your husband, because that's the only place you'll be safe.
What?
All hours of the night. Horses then got out.
That's a shame. Just
Everything. The fires that was being stoked down in the kitchens then burnt the kitchens. How'd that happen? Whoopsies. Because you sound dizzy. It was her husband that was courting this girl. And they say courting with quotation marks. She was only 18 years old. He probably was a nasty ass 50, 40. Well, he went off the war, so he was like 40, 50, 60. Probably forcing himself on this girl, and you going to wait. I mean, unless he wasn't forcing himself on her. She was trying to replace Jacqueline. And she said, bitch, I got a trick for you. Wait till he ain't around. Okay. We'll see. Okay, that's that. Head on over to New Zealand. Okay. Are you heading on over to New Zealand?
oh, I thought you're done.
Yeah.
That was tough. So, we are headed over to New Zealand, but we're going to head on over to Germany first.
I mean, it would be one thing if you said we were heading to Germany and we could have all prepared ourselves, but you didn't.
So,
you said New Zealand, so I think you should stick with it.
No, I want to prepare everyone for Germany. Because I always wanted to live there, and it just caught my attention. So, Germany, everyone. Frankenstein's castle. You didn't even know that. The fearsome qualities of the Frankenstein castle actually extended beyond Shelley's 1818 novel. It is certainly up for debate whether or not our pretenses surrounding the castle have simply changed after reading the spooky story that is so deeply ingrained in our cultural mythos. But either way, this place is bound to give anyone the creeps. According to the lore, the ghost of Johann Conrad Dippel lurks on the castle grounds, particularly around Christmas and New Year's. Ghost hunters and other paranormal experts have yet to find any concrete evidence to explain this. I mean, how could you? I mean, who is he? Huh?
I don't know. I'm thinking it was going to be about Frankenstein or his monster. I don't know no Dipple.
So, Kahn Barracks. In the central German town of, Schwedenfurt, the Kahn Barracks holds some of the eeriest specters remaining from World War II. This place functioned as a Nazi psych ward, and hospital, and was subsequently used by U.S. Army personnel as living quarters. In the room situated above the former drainage room where Nazis stored bodies before embalming them. Multiple reports of hauntings have taken place. The main sighting was when on two separate occasions, American soldiers staying in the room woke in the night to see a Nazi soldier and a nurse covered in blood standing over the beds, studying the sleeping soldiers.
I don't like that.
Oh my God. If I would have woke up...
It would be worse for you.
Why me?
They said Nazis. Trust and believe, they ain't going to stand there and study your black ass. Okay? I'm sorry, but it had to be said. Okay, I was wondering why you was acting like you didn't get what I was
getting at. Because I didn't get what you were getting at.
You're black. And they said Nazis. You'd be lucky if you didn't wake up with 4 hands around your neck squeezing.
Come on, yo. So this place right here is called, what is this? Osnabrück Huntingbenton.
I think you should just...
I don't know. Before Germany's past became... I don't know what that was. Linked with the events of the last few hundred years, its inhabitants were largely comprised of pagans. Modern-day Osnabrück was once the site of a major pagan temple,
Okay.
which had occupied the space since the ancient times. When, Charlemagne set out on a tirade to convert the inhabitants of the region to Christianity. A bloody massacre took place here. Nothing good ever comes from desecrating the sacred grounds of the natives. However, to this day, there have been countless reports of poltergeists in the area. What does it say? Orbs have been sighted, and many claims the remaining rock formations become stained with blood. Why you going? This next one is, what is it? Kirchlingarn Forest. I think I'm saying it right. Located near Ossenbrook, Kirchenglen Forest may seem unassuming at first. Yet most people who spend any time here experience great feelings of panic, ridden with the sense that they are being watched by menacing forces. Even more distressing than this is that animals are known to go missing in the forest. Their bloody remains found days later, strewn about the forest. Not surprisingly, discussing the questionable phenom that transpires in Kirchenglen Forest is enough to ruffle the feathers of the locals. Still, these unsettling stories are favorites of the area hunters. I wish you would have strewn about my cat. I wish I would go in that forest and see my poor winter strewn about. Strewn about. Just ripped to shreds and just strewn about. Yes.
Oh,
what you
snap.
mean?
Like, I thought, like, you know.
Just every which way. Oh my God.
That's horrible.
Oh my goodness, man.
I seen some shit like that. Like, for real, I'm sorry. But better winter than me.
Wow.
I would be so thankful if they grabbed him and ripped him to shreds and not me.